Morning, everyone, and welcome to Bad Gumu Gaming. I am Bad Gumu, and very shortly we will get on with the game. Thank you for those who are here, and for those who are on their way. We appreciate you, or I appreciate you rather, and I appreciate you joining. So yeah, we will mute up, get things ready, and be back shortly.
Here's one! Taste my blade, vampire! Drums! Taste my blade, vampire!
Show yourself, King.
Here, Raziel. Everything is decided here. You cannot comprehend the magnitude, the rapture and the tragedy of this moment. And yet you must, if Nosgoth is to be dragged from the wreckage of its damnation.
I understand only this, King. That you and Mobius have impelled me to this moment simply means I can trust neither of you. I don't know who's pulling the strings, but it no longer matters, because I'm cutting them. I set my own course from here.
If it were only that simple.
Your fatalism is tiresome, King.
And profoundly ingrained, Raziel. You must understand, our presence here doesn't alter history. You and I meet here because we are compelled to. We have always met here. History is irredeemable. Drop a stone into a rushing river. The current simply courses around it and flows on as if the obstruction were never there. You and I are pebbles, Raziel, and have even less hope of disrupting the time stream. The continuum of history is simply too strong, too resilient. accept, then how do we explain William here? The beloved boy king turned tyrant. In my youth, I witnessed William's rise to power and his transformation into the nemesis who laid waste to Nosgoth.
Keep your distance, Kane.
Years later, I stumble upon a chance to journey back in history, unaware that the entire affair has been carefully orchestrated by Mobius. In my wisdom, I seize this opportunity to murder the young king before he can ravage Nosgoth, and thereby provide the catalyst Mobius needs to ignite a genocidal war against our race.
I warn you, no further.
This one reckless act unravels the skein of history. The nemesis never becomes the nemesis. William dies a martyred saint. I, the vampire assassin, become the author of my own species' extinction, and Mobius profits from it all. I destroyed a tyrant only to create one far worse. But how can it be so? How, if history is immutable? The answer is here in this room, Raziel. Mobius propelled William and me together, but ensured first that we were both armed with the Soul Reaver. The Reaver is the key. Two incarnations of the blade meet in time and space. A paradox is created, a temporal distortion powerful enough to derail history.
Is this your sorcery?
Not mine, Raziel. Yours. You have nothing to fear from me, Raziel. You hold all of the cards.
Then perhaps I should test your sincerity. If what you say is true, you should be terrified. I could kill you here and now.
And so you do, Raziel.
What's happening?
We're hurtling towards our destinies, Raziel. What you feel is the pull of history rushing to meet us. This is where history and destiny collide. If you truly believe in free will, Raziel, now is the time to prove it. Kill me now, and we both become pawns of history, dragged down the path of an artificial destiny. I was ordained to assume the role of Balance Guardian in Nosgoth, while you were destined to be its savior. But the map of my fate was redrawn by Mobius, and so in turn was yours.
This is madness!
Fight it, Raziel. This moment does not have to be an ending. It can become a prelude.
I can't.
You can, Raziel. Look inside and see that it is so. You have the power to reshape our inevitable futures. Poor William.
What is this?
History abhors a paradox, Raziel. Even now, the time stream strains to divert itself, finding its old course blocked by your refusal to destroy me. The future is reshuffling itself to accommodate your monumental decision. This is where we restore ourselves, Raziel, and reclaim our intended destinies. It may yet be possible for me to assume my role as Balance Guardian and return the pillars to their rightful inheritors.
To the vampires. And this is the destiny you have urged me to discover. I don't know what game you and Mobius are playing, Kane, but I refuse to be your pawn. Unlike you, I still revere whatever shred of humanity I've managed to preserve. You will not use me as the instrument of your messianic delusions.
Very well, Raziel. I'll not ask you to trust me. Your truths are for you to discover alone.
humble words for one who presumes to teach me a lesson at every turn.
And continue your journey and learn your own lessons, Raziel. Remember, Mobius led you here, but you walk away unfettered. A champion of free will and conqueror of false histories. There is much more for you to unearth, if you have the heart for the truth and the will to see it.
Seize him!
Seize him! The scourge is upon us! Seize him!
Ah, yes. I like that look on your face, Mobius. You really don't know what to do now, do you, old man? Here you are, caught without your damned staff. And I suspect things aren't progressing quite as you'd hoped. You're not used to the fly turning to confront you in your web, are you?
Kane's devious influence has poisoned your mind, Raziel. Now you see betrayal everywhere, even in your closest allies.
We were never allies, Mobius. Conspirators, perhaps. Briefly.
Why did you not kill Kane when you had the chance? He was at your mercy.
Precisely. I had a choice, and I chose mercy. And now I know your sordid little secret. The significance of that displacement I felt when the two Reavers came together. Strangely enough, I was enlightened by the devious Kane, not by you. In fact, I've learned much more than you counted on. I understand now how you've tried to manipulate all of history for your own personal gain. But now all your little schemes are whirling in ruin around you, aren't they? All because I chose to exert my will for once, rather than obey the demands of sorcerers and spirits and demons, all singing the same tiresome refrain, "Kill Kane." I'm setting my own path from here, Mobius. I intend to discover the truth behind all of this.
But you condemn us all with this impetuous act.
So I'm not gonna lie, this is a little awkward. I hope that people have actually heard me speaking, but it's just occurred to me that my microphone has been on mute for this whole time, so I've been speaking an awful lot and not getting
You
anywhere.
really think that you're exercising your free will,
So,
Raziel?
with that in
You're
mind,
simply Cain's
good
servant.
morning again, Silover. I apologise. No, you didn't miss anything overly important.
Raziel,
And good morning,
don't forget your
Caraxon.
purpose here. You are destined to be the savior of Nosgoth.
Oh, I'm sick of hearing that particular phrase. As for saving Nosgoth, so far I see precious little reason to bother. And I'll choose my own purpose from here on out, Time Streamer. Right now, I choose to manipulate you for a change. Go. In there.
Yeah, that's really awkward. That's what happens when you forget to unmute your
Yes,
microphone.
You're a cunning serpent. You'll piece it together, I imagine.
Well, there you go. Living proof that not every
This
stream goes
era
according
is
to
of
the way
no
you
further
planned.
use to me. You will operate this device to provide me passage. I want to see the world in a simpler time, before the Sarafan began their crusade.
And what about Cain? You're leaving your core behind.
You kill him if it's so damned important.
You need only touch the two poles of the switch, and the device will transport you. But I urge you to reconsider.
You've lost your powers of persuasion, old man. Rot here and forget me.
I was going to say, why would you allow him to do what you've got to do and transport you when you already know that he's a lying snake? Okay. That's interesting. Still have the Reaver.
Even as I emerged from that infernal time-streaming chamber, I suspected treachery. The stronghold was vacant.
I got to admit, the amusement of realizing that I was streaming and no one could hear me is quite funny for me. Oh dear Mobius, what have you done this time? Okay, so if all else fails, what we will do is go and check the spirit world. And see what we find. That's okay, hopefully many people do the same thing. My daughter's cooking chips in the background. I'm not gonna lie, they smell really good. Oh, I was not expecting a breath attack. And why are there? What the heck is going? Why are these? I'm not quite sure what these things are supposed to look like. Well, I think I'm about to get sent back to the spirit world. We're gonna go in order of meanest looking monsters, I think. Especially since these guys seem to be incapable of hitting each other. Okay, so that one still seems to be human. But I think at this point we're going to take this axe because... I'm not entirely certain that the animation works properly on these axes. You know what, I'm quite happy to let these guys fight it out. Plus, you don't need to get involved in this fight. How unfortunate that they chose to turn on me the second they get a chance. Here I was trying to help them. And the very first thing they do is turn on me. Should have just let them fight it out. Alright. Time for humans to die. Good lord. Drop the weapon! Ah, pipped me at the post. That's awkward. Still, had to die eventually. Okay, not a big fan of those big swinging axes.
To arms!
Alright. still genuinely confused as to why why Raziel thought that Morbius might actually try and put him back in the right area. Alright. Let's get in and out of this rain. Good lord, there are corpses everywhere. Already preparing to die. At least we get quite a bit of souls back from killing these guys, which is... I don't know, I'm still trying to work out why this game didn't do as well as the first game. Like, graphically it's better, no question about it. I think that the amount of combat in this game versus the combat in the original Soul Reaver is causing quite a... Again, pushing the guys apart. Good about life now. I'd be feeling better if I could actually see what I was doing. Geez, these things are resistant. I'm not sure what they are. They're a pain in the backside to kill. You know, I had the opportunity the other day. I was, I think I said this last stream, I was given a copy of a game called Brain Rot. Seriously, if you get the chance to have a look at it, it's a little cheap indie dev game, by the looks of it. Well, I say indie dev, I shouldn't say for certain, it doesn't look like it's in the same style of that. But it's a lot of fun if you get the chance. Long story short, it's another, you know, go and retrieve X amount of dollars worth of, or a position worth of scrap and coins at the same time as well you renovate a building. It's just, it's a lot of fun. Like, it really is. Ridiculously large amounts of fun, and I can't quite put my finger on what's so fun about it, but it just is. Now, herein lies the problem. I've done around so many times, I'm actually a little confused as to where it is that we're supposed to be going, or where did I come from. Okay, I suspect that's where I came in. Oh, look at that. There we go. And, in true brave fashion, we're going to head towards the guy with the gun. Something's causing the screen to shake, and also my controller. Now, having gotten involved in this last time and having it really shank me, I've learned the lesson. I'm going to let them kill each other, and then I'll go and clean them up. time to have a little mid-fight feed, I'm not going to say no. Sure, there was 2 others that got killed. Nope. They must have floated off already. I don't know, was this where I came from? Oh, yes, I would say so. By the random drop-in of people trying to kill me.
If I had any doubts about the era I now occupied, this grotesque tableau certainly eliminated them. For here was Mobius, long since murdered by Cain, lionized and beatified as the martyred leader of his bloodthirsty crusade. And if I required further evidence, I needed only to behold the gruesome trophy Mobius held aloft. A severed head of Vorador.
I like
The final
Vorador.
triumphant kill of Mobius's cutthroat mob. His execution marked the annihilation of the vampires. Far from channeling me into Nosgoth's past, Mobius had propelled me over a century to its ghastly future. The intent behind this little detour was unmistakable. Having failed to make me his obedient assassin, Mobius intended to keep me ignorant of my true destiny, which clearly lay in Nosgoth's past. While his deception only reinforced my purpose, Mobius had effectively stranded me here. This left me no course but to explore the era I now occupied and see what changes the century had wrought, following Cain's ill-fated decision. Perhaps time had cleared a path for me into the mountains, where I might unearth more clues behind the mystery of Janos Audron.
You know, one of the things I do like about this is that the Soul Reaver, if you choose to use it as the primary weapon, the Soul Reaver will take the soul before you get it, which I think is a good call. Only one good hit away from death, so let's make these count. Okay, now I've got 2 hits. Now, I don't get, right? And this may just be me, but I don't get why Raziel thought for 1 second that Mobius was going to, like, now we're real. Why Raziel thought, sorry, I've got my own thoughts, why Raziel thought that he would even have a cat's chance in hell of getting Mobius to do the right thing. Like, clearly Mobius was never ever going to send him down the time stream that where he wanted to. Come here, big boy. Big units just won't die. But I will. Oh, you're in trouble, son. You shouldn't come into the spirit world. You had a greater chance of succeeding until you came into my territory. Now, again. Silly little girl. Was that just this dude that just said my name? I didn't think I was going crazy. I swear I just heard something say Raziel.
Raziel.
What pathetic charade is this now, Mobius?
No charade, Raziel. Only the entreaties of this martyred spirit.
Your pleas mean nothing to me after all your deceit. You have propelled me into Nosgoth's future, Mobius, and left me stranded here.
I am truly sorry, Raziel, but it was necessary. Consider it the last valiant act of a doomed man. You have strayed from your purpose, and now behold the result. Gaze upon the wasteland you and Cain authored together.
I fail to see how I'm responsible.
You spared Cain, and by doing so, you have released a multitude of horrors upon this world. I can accept that Cain has murdered me, as the Time Guardian. I foresaw that incident long before it occurred, and I take some small comfort in the fact that Cain remains the sole survivor of his vile breed. But you have single-handedly made my sacrifice meaningless.
Good.
Your argument is disingenuous, Time Streamer. I cannot see how killing or sparing Cain's future self would alter these events. This wasteland was created by Cain's original refusal at the Pillars. Amidst all these twists and turns, that event has never changed. You are cunning, Mobius, but I think you've gotten tangled in your own web.
As Cain clings to his precious seat of power, the pillars sink into a mire of decay, dragging all of Nosgoth down with them.
I don't think this has anything to do with the Pillars, or Cain's failure to sacrifice himself. I think you're simply afraid, because you don't know what he's up to. He's a wild card, isn't he? And you don't want his influence in your game. Which is why you wanted me to eliminate him. Well, now that he survived, you have no idea what's coming, do you? Maybe, for the first time in your entire life, you're terrified that he may have truly found a third option out of the dilemma you orchestrated for him.
Cain's lies have addled your mind. Leave this place and trouble my spirit no more.
If you even are a spirit, you've forgotten. I have a way to tell for sure. If you're willing to risk it. I didn't think so. Either way, you lose.
I love that. It reminds me of that old comedy skit. Raziel, you destroyed this future. How could I? I wasn't even there. I don't mind admitting that I hate these big guys. They do so much damage per hit. I'm gonna get done from behind. All because I can't deal with these guys that are flanking me. If I was smarter, then I would remember that you don't ever stand in the middle of the flank. There we go, starting to get a bit of a roll on a combat now. Still doesn't take me back to where I need to, but it does mean that at least I'm not flipping bleeding out every half a second. Oh, hello viewer, welcome. Please feel free to comment, chat, stay lurking for all I mind. Again, could not do this without you guys, so we appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to the mountains in the west. But before I do that, let's see if we can get some... Get the Flame Reaver back. Alright. Oh, Jingus, okay. So now we've got to see how we can find our way to the mountains. So let's take the opportunity to save while we can. Hello, viewer, welcome. Please feel free to say hello. If not, feel free to lurk in the background. All I ask is that we are having a special giveaway when we get to 50 followers. Anyone that has followed will get an option to be in the draw. So if you like, please feel free to stick a follow. I'm going to assume this is the right way to go. Okay, that was more advantageous. We did better than we had done. That is good. Alright. We're in a solid position again. First time in a while. Good to see, good to be.
There's one.
you go, got fancy, got busted out combos then. See, theoretically, I'm pretty sure that I should be able to remember where I was going and... Awesome. Now if we can just work out where we're supposed to be going. This area keeps cropping up. I'm interested as to why it wants me to have a Dark Reaver too at this point. I've got to say, these monsters are very high tech. In fact, surprisingly high tech. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it is what it is, you know. One can only assume the game designers knew what they were doing. And apparently that I didn't, trying to jump that pillar. My bad. Here we go. And now I believe we're back in the mountains, or at least coming close to them. Just don't ever want to die. I assume that's done the correct way. And again, hello to those people who are lurking in the background. Welcome and hope you guys enjoy. Please feel free to add a follow. Doing so will put you in the draw for when we get to 50 followers and the giveaway that happens then.
To learn their true significance, I regarded the pillar's destruction with a new, enlightened sense of horror. And I questioned now whether Cain's simple refusal, his mere ambition, could truly have caused such devastation. I felt that some darker influence was at work here. As I approached, I discerned the spirit of Ariel, bound here now for more than a century.
Forever am I bound, hope abandoned, my spirit tethered to this place. What destroyed the circle could not touch me, for I was newly dead and beyond harm's reach. I alone was spared the descent into madness, and Cain alone was spared the pain of death. When Napraptor's poison seized Cain even in the safety of the womb, much more than just his destiny was lost. All of Nosgoth lost balance. Consider us now, both of us less than we once were. I, pure but insubstantial, and Cain, terribly real, but corrupted.
Your imprisonment here has deranged you, Spirit. You fixate on Cain because you believe he is the tether that binds you here. But we both know he is not the author of your agony. The pillars were subverted by dark forces, invited by the Guardians themselves. The more I learn of your circle, the more I see a tangle of nested manipulations.
Cain handed them their victory. They sought to topple the pillars, and he was their willing instrument.
Or was he their unwilling pawn? Would it blunt your wrath to know that Cain's dilemma was calculated to bring the pillars down, regardless of the choice he made? And that the devastation would have been even greater had he chosen the path you would prescribe for him?
You are a subtle, deceitful creature. But your clever arguments do not absolve Cain. He must die for the pillars to be restored. There is no other way.
Then consider this more ominous possibility. What if Cain's death does not restore the pillars? Consider that it may simply be too late, that this world may be beyond redemption, and that you may be bound here eternally.
Can't hide.
Why do you hound me, demon? You can see that I am captive here. Show me some mercy.
Like the mercy you showed your fellow Guardians when you set Cain on them? Or the mercy you showed Cain when you kept him ignorant of his destiny while you used him as the scourge of the circle? Or perhaps like the mercy you showed your beloved Napraptor when you made him Cain's first kill?
You are cruel. Why do you torment me?
I'm merely looking for answers, Ariel. Very well. I'll leave you in peace. But know this about you and this purgatory from which you long to escape. You're merely at the threshold.
So, I'm going to go as far to say that Raziel's actually a bit harsh here, because, let's face it, he could just swallow her spirit. Instead, he's choosing to prolong her suffering. Good lord. Ow. Ow. Double ow. Oh, he got me. Ah, well, it was bound to happen eventually. Eventually, I was gonna get killed. Vampires exist in both worlds. How dare they? Okay, so that is a fire demon. Retreat! Aha! We got him. I wonder if he still thinks I'm no threat. To be fair, he probably does. That wasn't the most exactly... Yeah. Look, let's just say that mistakes were made and there was a lot of running for my life. But that's okay. He's dead now. So, are we to believe that there are now other demons? Oops, wrong one. Alright, now let's have a look and see where we are. So we're still at the pillars. Okay, so we're trying to get to an area we don't know the type of, and don't know the name of. A little interesting. Lord, these new ones are a pain in the backside to kill. Look at that, I've just got an achievement for feeding the Soul Reaver 30 times. Alright. Here we go, let's see what's up here. Oh man. It's not bad enough that there's one of them, there's two of them now. Good use of the soul ring there. I love trying to float down these. Ah, what a shame. I had hoped to float all the way down, but this long path here is the one that always seems to get me.
Raziel, the failed assassin. You had Cain at your mercy, but lacked the courage to fulfill the act. And now you see the wasteland wrought by the tyrant's hand, by his selfish decision to preserve his own life, even when it meant sacrificing the whole world. This is the fate of Nosgoth, as long as Cain remains alive.
An ironic condemnation, given this guilty scene. One would think you'd torn down the pillars single-handedly. What are you trying to obliterate as you drag your loathsome body through this chamber? And why, as Nosgoth descends into madness and misery, do you appear to thrive? Things in this world, I am learning, are rarely what they seem. You, apparently, are no exception.
I am the engine of life, the source of Nosgoth's very existence. I am the hub of the wheel, the origin of all life, the devourer of death.
Or maybe you're just hungry. Could it be as simple as that? Wouldn't that be poetic irony? The great adversary of the vampires turns out to be the biggest parasite of them all.
Do not test my patience, Raziel. I made you, and I will unmake you if I become so inclined.
As your agent, I am beyond death.
There are fates worse than death, Raziel.
Oh, I see you now as you truly are. A cancer. A spooling parasite burrowed deep in the heart of this world.
Go now. Play out your pitiful rebellion and take your place among the destroyed, the used, and the damned. But know this. You are mine for eternity. You have always been, and will always be, my soul Reaver.
I suppose at some point we'll discover that the sword is Raziel or Raziel is the sword. I don't know. It seems funny to me that they both have the same name. Ow. Breathe this nasty breath of Okay, got there eventually. They're dead. Let's go and trip this save beacon so that we know that whatever happens from this point onwards, we are covered. Alright, so using my amazing powers of deduction, I'm going to assume that we need to swim down and past him the same as we did last time. I'm not gonna lie, it does make me really inclined to just whip out the Soul Reaver. Just because of how quick the Soul Reaver makes the combats. And possession of the Soul Reaver gives me that extra soul to keep going. Probably should have thought about the fact that in here I've got the Soul Reaver. I'll eat you all. No fry left behind. Now, as I said, what would be really nice is if we can work out exactly where we're supposed to go. All these things exist in the spirit world. I'm in the spirit world, right? Yeah, I am. My health bar's different. Ah, we've been here in the past. I remember that there is this bad boy. I swear this area is normally closed though. Sorry, I'm mumbling a lot today and I apologise for that. I suppose at this point we're just trying to make our way to the mountains. I gotta say, there is a lot more puzzle aspect to this game than there was the first one, and the combat is a pain in the neck. I remember the combat flowing so much smoother when I was a young fella, but I'm not sure if that's just because I just remember it that way or it was genuinely smoother. And maybe it's just me, but I genuinely wish I could pull his arms off too. Yeah, you went around with those two blades. I think I'm following the right path. At the end of the day, I suppose there's only really one way to tell. Okay, so we're in the swamp. There. Okay, what the heck is that thing? I'm not happy it's chasing me. It looks like Laffy Taffy.
Beyond this edifice lay my sole hope of escaping this demon-infested wasteland. The time-streaming device contained therein offered my only prospect of journeying back into Nosgoth's early history. Unless I discovered some means of breaking the seal, I was condemned to be stranded here eternally.
Go from Shadow Reaver to Light Reaver. The only reason I can think for doing this, whether it's right or wrong, is just that I simply want some... I don't know if the Soul Reaver actually provides physical light. But if it does, then I want it. Certainly wear some interesting armor, don't they? Alright, although this is one of my least favourite weapons, we'll take it because our least favourite weapon is better than no weapon. And I've got to fight more Laffy Taffy. Though it doesn't look as much like Laffy Taffy as the Sons of the Forest monster does. Why don't these things ever die? Instead, they kill me badly. I killed them so quickly with this old Reaver. Come on, phase through. Alright, those things don't phase through. I'm genuinely not sure that one came back from the dead, but hey. Alright, let's get standing. Just occurred to me that I'm sitting here trying to jump through the swamp, of course completely forgetting that in the spirit world the swamp doesn't exist, so it doesn't delay me. However, the good news is we have reached a live point and a save point, and I think that, you know what, I'm actually feeling a little good. Unless people are wanting otherwise, I may actually continue for a little bit. What do people think? I'm not gonna lie, these monsters are getting a lot harder to deal with. I won for a change, in that I was not the one destroyed. Now, since we have just recently saved, I'm not going to bother saving again, but we will go straight for these humans. you know what? That may actually be the indication that it is time to call it quits. So let's have a look and just see how far I am from where I'm trying to get to. I'm still in the swamp, okay. There is bound to be a save point.
The passage of time had indeed cleared my way forward,
There you go.
enabling me to explore the northern mountains of Nosgoth. I was anxious to discover if some evidence of Janos Ordrin's existence might still remain.
There are certain things I do not mind killing with the Soul Reaver, and those are one of them. So there's my reload point triggered. It's again exceptionally difficult to fight when you can't see who you're fighting. Alright, you've had your chance. Alright, there we go. Much better. The only problem is I've now become just a little bit confused as to where I came from. Oop. I guess that was that. My goodness, they're just... I've said my goodness an awful lot today, I apologise. Seems to be one of those days for a my goodness day. That is, I'm not thinking of anything else because I'm focusing on the game. And it's my polite way of saying, you know, no wherefore any of the other things I could say, but oop. It's interesting, we develop these turn of phrases that we use all the time. Things that will sum up nicely for something else that was supposed to be in its place. And my goodness is one of mine. From what I can gather from my own vocabulary, what it actually means is OF, that didn't go as I planned. But, you know, we do try and maintain a family-friendly stream, so I try to avoid the bad language where I can. As I said, we try to maintain a family-friendly stream. It doesn't always happen. So what's your anyone wants to care to share what their default go-to to avoid swearing is? As we've established, my goodness is one of mine, but other people have their own. Is that a gate I'm supposed to phase through? I think I'm supposed to phase through this. Crap, yep, one of my favorites. And you know, you can add varying degrees of it because you've got crap, and you've got crap. And you've got crap. You know, it's one of those very universally useful phrases. What was not universally useful, I don't mind admitting, was going to the spirit world in a place where it doesn't seem I need to be there. I tend to, when I'm not on stream, I also use bugger a lot. Well look, we've made some huge leaps and bounds today, however, and I do offer my most sincere apologies, but I'm actually starting to get a little tired, so I may have to call this stream at the next save point and just take the W while I can get it. First thing I'm going to do though is get away from these flipping hand cannons because they annoy me. I was wondering if he was confident he'd beat me, that's why he let me feed first, and yeah, by the looks of it, I don't blame him. I would be fairly confident, given that he just gave me an absolute hiding. I feel like I should be fairly close to a save point, but if I'm not, then we'll just call it nonetheless. I also feel like I might be going backwards. And I ask you, who trains their dog to eat vampires? Like, seriously, what if your dog gets bitten? You become a vampire dog? For that matter, if a dog eats a dead zombie, do you reckon he becomes a zombie dog? So you've heard me say I hate these hand cannons a lot. For that matter, if a dog gets bitten and becomes a zombie dog, or eats a zombie and becomes a zombie dog, can a dog become a vampire dog? Alright, yep, that is going to do it for me. I think I'm 15 minutes over, and the fact that I've managed to run around and do a big loop to put myself back in the same place tells me that I'm probably at a point where it's time to call it a day. So, with that in mind, and as we normally do, I'd ask you to stick around for a couple of minutes just while we check out someone else's stream and have a look at what's going on. So let's get ready to read up. Okay. Let's get ready to raid. We'll see what's going on and how we can... Why can I not see my quick actions? There we go. Ooh. Someone else is streaming Kane. There you go. That is kind of awesome to me. All right. Let's find someone a little smaller. Now, we did grain rot yesterday, so let's, again, I'm going to try and find a No Man's Sky. Happy 10 years of No Man's Sky. You know what? That sounds like a awesome one. Let's do this. Happy 10 years of No Man's Sky. Oop, maybe not. The stream presents significant vulgarity. We'll call it on that one and try a different No Man's Sky. Sorry, guys. You know what? This one looks like a good one here. So let's start the raid on this one instead. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Again, thank you very much for joining me. I hope to see you next time. Today is Friday, so we won't be on again till Monday. But once that happens, we look forward to seeing you back here with me at Bad Gumu Gaming. For those of you who haven't had a chance to follow, please make sure that you do so. Bye. See you later, Silova. Bye.